When you get to my level of education, you become a coon or a Negro.
The Negro is innocent in his in a Negro envy. The Negro is innocent in his ignorance. The Negro think Jesus is white. The Negro think white people are smarter. It's not his fault. He's been miseducated, Charlemagne. But the coon is dangerous. The coon knows Jesus wasn't white. The coon knows white people are not superior to blacks, but they will act like they are because they're going to get something for doing so. The coon consciously sells out his people. The Negro does it out of ignorance. I can work with a Negro. Never trust the coon.
One last.
The Negro envy. The Negro envy. The Negro is innocent in his ignorance. The Negro think Jesus is white. The Negro think white people are smarter. It's not his fault. He's been miseducated, Charlemagne. But the coon is dangerous. The coon knows Jesus wasn't white. The coon knows white people are not superior to blacks, but they will act like they are because they're going to get something for doing so. The coon consciously sells out his people. The Negro does it out of ignorance. I can work with a Negro. Never trust the coon.
And there you go. And there we have it. I played that Dr. Umar just to set the tone of what we're going to be talking about today. As you see in the title of this video, I'm going to be debunking. This is going to be fun. I'm going to be debunking a lot of Republican lies, just most straight up lies, ignorance, and crazy ideology and behavior. So it's gonna be a fun little ride. So I'm just gonna get right into it. I was looking. I mean, I unsubscribed from his channel, so-called Pan-African Strikes Back, because it's just a coon fest of I even want to call it politics. You know, it's basically a person with a cult-like mentality dabbling in politics. So the lies. I mean, I watched 5 minutes. You watch like 3 minutes about anything political. It's just like a barrage of lies, misconceptions, about whataboutisms, and I'll have to say the people that are diehard fans are tuned in, or either, like I said, either just plainly uneducated or just in an echo chamber or a bubble of just misinformation. And it's like the barrage of lies just coming out of Brandon's mouth is like, wow. Like, you kind of think, does this person believe this, or this person is just grifting? You know, from my standpoint, he's grifting on the Pan-Africanism stance, right? Because his ideology politically right? And socially is not a Pan-African stance at all whatsoever. It's probably like a Pan-European stance, a Pan-American Anglo-Saxon stance. It will be that, yeah, but it's definitely not a Pan-African stance whatsoever. It's definitely not that. You can see my avatar right here, and remember, this person's supposed to be Brandon's supposed to be a Garvey, right? He's supposed to be someone who's following the teachings of Marcus Garvey, right? And right here, you says that the time has come for the black man to forget his worship of other races and to emulate his own, right? So the boot licking, I'm gonna try to be nice. The boot licking, butt licking, behind kissing, cuckold position that Brandon has, as well as other Republicans, is just totally, it's like astounding. And the thing about how it's I'm just gonna get into it. I don't want to do a whole diatribe of monologue. I'm just gonna just pretty much just get into what I'm talking about right now. So we're gonna start off with pretty much so what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna start off with what's been going on lately. I haven't been talking about politics in a minute. Haven't had a chance to with my schedule. So basically everything you have a lot of people that are like election deniers, the typical Republicans, election deniers. What about Hunter Biden? Biden's all corrupt, this, that, and the other. And basically, all of it is just basically a deflection from what Trump and the Trump administration has been doing. So this is where I'm going to start off, right? So I'm going to start from the most current issue, and I'm just going to move it on down as far as when it comes to Trump getting arrested, right? So hold on a second. And I know he's been arrested a whole bunch of times. As far as him getting arrested, as far as in Fulton County in Georgia. What up, Loganville? So bear with me for a second. I'm going to show you guys to give you the background of what's going on, because what Brandon does and Republicans do, they lie as if the Democrats have no evidence, as if Donald Trump did absolutely nothing wrong, and everything that they're making up is totally false. It's made up, so on and so forth. So right here, I'm going to give you guys a background, then we're going to move forward of what's going on. So
between President Trump and Georgia investigator Francis Watson, the former president continued to push the false claim that he'd won the state of Georgia. Let's listen to that part of the conversation.
You have the most important job in the country right now, because if we win Georgia, first of all, if we win, you're going to have 2 wins. They're not going to win right now. They're down because the people of Georgia are so angry at what happened to me. They know I won by hundreds of thousands of votes. It wasn't close.
And in this next clip, he told this state law enforcement official that she'd be praised if she found the right answer.
Now, real quick, this is audio of Donald Trump. This is audio of telling Ratzenberger to give him more votes. So this is the backdrop of what it is, right? So when they say, oh, the Democrats are using the DOJ, Department of Justice, as a political weapon, remind you, they think like Trump, like how Trump used to want to use Jeff Sessions, and he fired him, and then he got William Barr, and he got trying to get William Barr to do something and who couldn't get William Barr to do it at all, right? So they think, oh, so Donald Trump's uses the Justice Department as a weapon, so probably the Democrats would too. So right here, you'll see what were the charges. So when Trump lies and say, hey, they're indicting me, that's not how indictments work. They're indicting me and and doing all this because I questioned the election. That is fraud. That is wrong. They're indicting him because he tried to get more votes. And this is, and look, this is and Ratzenberger, he's under oath. This is not QAnon or Truth Social or the far right wing nonsense where they can just say something and ooh, that sounds good. When the rubber meets the road in a judicial legal process, right, you're gonna have to show and prove. Your talking points are null and void at this point. But let me keep it going.
Hopefully, I will. When the right answer comes out, you'll be praised. I mean, I don't know why. They've made it so hard. They will be praised. People will say, "Great," because that's what it's about. That ability to check and to make it right. Because everyone knows it's wrong. There's just no way.
Mr. Raffensperger, I know you weren't on this call, but that you have listened to it. President Trump didn't win by hundreds of thousands of votes in Georgia, did he?
No, he did not. I've been traveling through the state of Georgia for a year now, and simply put, in a nutshell, what happened in fall of 2020 is that 28,000 Georgians skipped the presidential race, and yet they voted down ballot in other races. And the Republican congressmen ended up getting 33,000 more votes than President Trump. And that's why President Trump came up short.
A little over a week after this call to Francis Watson, the president was finally able to speak with you, Secretary Raffensperger.
Did you hear that? He said there was a recount, and Trump already lost about hundreds of thousands of votes. And when they did a recount in Georgia, they found out that Biden got more votes, right? So yeah, there was a miscount, right? But when they did the recount, they found that they found that Biden won by a larger margin.
Bear in mind, as we discuss this call today, that by this point in time, early January, the election in Georgia had already been certified. But perhaps more important, the President of the United States had already been told repeatedly by his own top Justice Department officials that the claims he was about to make to you about massive fraud in Georgia were completely false. Mr. Secretary, the call between you and the President lasted 67 minutes, over an hour. We obviously can't listen to the entire recording here today, although it is available on the Select Committee's website. But we'll listen to selected excerpts of it now.
Again, this is a January 6th hearing. And again, here, this is evidence. This is evidence. Remember, moving forward, when the Republicans say, I got evidence of this, I got evidence of that, right? Keep this in mind. It's not just, well, I have evidence of this and you just take them for their word. You have to present the evidence. So he just said it's on the January 6th committee website where you hear the whole 67-minute recording between him and Raffensperger.
So that we can get your insights. Let's begin with the president raising the thoroughly debunked allegations of suitcases of ballots.
In an official voter box, they were in what looked to be suitcases or trunks, suitcases, but they weren't in voter boxes. The minimum number it could be, because we watched it and they watched it certified in slow motion, instant replay, if you can believe it, but had slow motion and it was magnified many times over. And the minimum it was 18,000 ballots, all for Biden.
These are the allegations that the Department of Justice, the Attorney General, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and your office had all said were false. Is that right?
Correct. And even more importantly, when B.J. Pack resigned as U.S. Attorney of the Northern District, President Trump appointed as acting U.S. Attorney of the Northern District, Bobby Christine. And Bobby Christine looked at that and he was quoted in the AJC that he found nothing, and he dismissed that case early also.
Let's play the next clip.
It's a different person now.
I heard it was close. I said, there's no way. But they dropped a lot of votes in there late at night. You know that, Brad.
Mr. Secretary, did somebody drop a lot of votes there late at
Brad.
night?
No. I believe that the president was referring to some of the counties when they would upload, but the ballots had all been accepted and had to be accepted by state law by 7 p.m. So there were no additional ballots accepted after 7 p.m.
So what I'm going to do, I'll do a fast forward. You guys could check this out for yourself. For those of you that don't know, but I'm going to get to the end where basically Trump is going to ask for extra votes.
Call.
I think you're going to find that they are shredding ballots because they have to get rid of the ballots because the ballots are unsigned. The ballots are corrupt. And they're brand new and they don't have seals. And there's a whole thing with the ballots, but the ballots are corrupt. And you're going to find that they are.
Like, how will he know that? He's not in Georgia. He's saying the ballots are corrupt. You're not in Georgia. You're in Washington. Who's telling you the ballots are corrupt? This guy is the head of the who sees all the votes and he's in charge of that, right? He would know that. Why are you telling him that? He should be telling you that if that's the case.
Which is totally illegal. It's more illegal for you than it is for them because you know what they did and you're not reporting it. That's a criminal offense. And you can't let that happen. That's a big risk to you and to Ryan, your lawyer. That's a big risk.
Secretary Raffensperger, after making a false claim about shredding of ballots, the president suggested that you may be committing a crime by not going along with his claims of election fraud. And after suggesting that you might have criminal exposure, President Trump makes his most explicit ask of the call. Let's play a part of that conversation.
So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
Mr. Secretary, was the president here asking you for exactly what he wanted? One more vote than his opponent.
What I knew is that we didn't have any votes to find. We had to continue to look. We investigated, like I just shared the numbers with you. There were no votes to find. That was an accurate count that had been certified. And as our general counsel said, there was no shredding of ballots.
And there you go. And there you go. So people, we are clear and we do understand that saying there's election fraud is bullshit, especially when it comes to Fulton County. I'm going to give you more receipts as of to why anyone who thinks other than that is just a magatard, right? Not a magnetard like the one in space, but a MAGA retard, right? Or an occultist. Anyone that knows what's been going on, they know they have proof, they have about evidence. At best, if you're a Republican and you don't like this, your second thing will go to whataboutism. You go about, well, what about Hunter Biden? What about Hillary Clinton? What about? Because you cannot debunk just clear evidence, right? That's what at least they would do, right? But we're kind of on the far right realm right now, and they're not going to do that, right? Because again, we're messing with coons and we're messing with MAGA cultists as of right now. So the thing that also got me upset with Republicans, especially Black Republicans, that their Republican Confederate masters have given them the charge to just go in on anybody, make their lives, anyone that's a part of these are Republicans now, Republicans or anyone that had to do with the whole, voting in Georgia, or if you work for, if you work for on Georgia during the election, handling ballots and voting and stuff like that, if you're doing your job. The Negro Republican lapdogs are just on the bandwagon with their Confederate masters, just attacking black people. And you like, what do you mean he's attacking? They're attacking black people. Now, mind you, according to fake Pan-Africanism strikes back, right? They're supposed to be pretty much just, hey, look, this is politics, right? And we don't attack black people and stuff like that. Especially if it's on white people that don't like, don't like you, right? What Pan-Africanism is. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to protect each other. You're supposed to love each other, right? Even though if you may have differences, right? You do not let people, even the white people, even the white people that agree with you, white people or anything, even if it's white people that agree with you, you do not attack other black people just because they have ideological difference than you, right? They're not attacking you. They're not wishing you harm. They're not wishing you death. But what we're going to see right here, right? And I wish I had the clip to see it. Brandon was all on board for attacking black people that worked in Georgia that were just doing their job. Here, I'm here to take the ballots, count the ballots, and do that and nothing else. He was on the bandwagon of attacking black people. And and again, I don't want to be considered a liar or anything like that, but I mean, if any of you guys follow him, you wouldn't know that, because when does he stand up for black people? Especially when it comes, if the Republicans are in the way, damn you, I don't care how black you are, he's gonna go for the Republicans. So right here, wary of harassment, black female election workers in Georgia welcome Trump charges. So these two women here, that's the daughter, that's the mother. They were working as during the Georgia election as election workers. And I don't know if you guys ever saw it. It was that it was allegedly, quote unquote, they said these two black women got all these extra votes, right? These fraudulent bags of fraudulent votes that was for Joe Biden, right? And this is the Washington Post. And if you guys know anything about this, it's basically saying Trump's team and Rudy Giuliani were the people that were pretty much saying, look, they're the reason why Trump lost Georgia. They're the reason why Trump lost Georgia, because they have all these fake ballots, right? And these two have all these fake ballots, right? So keep that in mind. And this is what the Republicans are doing. So let's say I'm wrong that Brandon was standing up for them, which he wasn't, right? I'm pretty sure you did not hear him talk about, hey, look, my Republican colleagues, stuff like that, they're going, they're out of pocket now. They're attacking black women. They're attacking black women right now. This is crazy. They don't have any proof of this. It's all alleged, right? So you just saw at the January 6th hearing where nothing foul happened, right? They all know this, but they still continue. So just to show you guys. So there's a Washington Post right here of what happened. But this is a developing story, and I'm going to show you the developing story right now. Hold on one moment. Ba-ba-ba. Hold on one moment, guys. I am gonna step away real quick. I want to check something real quick. Hold on. Sorry about that. I am back. All right, so that's one. So keep that in mind with the article with the two black women being saying that they're the reason why Trump lost Georgia, because they had bags full of and suitcases full of illegitimate ballots that said that was for Joe Biden. So the story has developed, right? So right here, we have this right here.
He's going to lose. He was always going to lose. And now he's even more clearly going to lose because he's essentially admitted that he made false and defamatory statements about them. The language in the document that was filed by his lawyers that he reserves the right to challenge the constitutionality of the matter. I bet you'd have a hard time finding a First Amendment lawyer who has the vaguest idea what he's talking about. He's sort of cooked in this case.
Cooked indeed. Former Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani is now staring down a massive financial penalty after losing a federal defamation case filed against him by two Fulton County, Georgia election workers. And we'll get to the judge's decision and what spurred it in just a moment. But first, I think it's worth getting a little bit of a refresher on this case and what exactly Giuliani has been found guilty of. Now, the lawsuit was brought forth by Ruby.
Guilty. He's been found guilty for defamation.
Freeman and her daughter, Shay Moss, who say they've suffered reputational damage and emotional harm after Giuliani specifically singled them out and made false claims that the mother-daughter duo engaged in ballot tampering after the 2020 presidential election. Giuliani's statements about them included calling them ballot-stuffing criminal conspirators. Giuliani also drew attention to a video of them after the election, which was first posted by the Trump campaign and showed part of a security tape of ballot counting in Atlanta. On social media, his podcast and other broadcasts, Giuliani said the video showed suitcases filled with ballots when it did not capture anything but normal ballot process.
Now, for you that don't know, right here, this is from CNN, right here. So she's reading what was this news story from CNN, just in case you guys didn't know.
And that's according to the defamation lawsuit and a state investigation. These were just some of the many lies we heard from Giuliani and Donald Trump after he lost his re-election bid. Both women testified before the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol riots. In fact, here's Ruby Freeman discussing what she had to endure following Giuliani's unfounded claims of ballot tampering.
I've lost my name and I've lost my reputation. I've lost my sense of security, all because a group of people starting with number 45 and his ally, Rudy Giuliani, decided to scapegoat me and my daughter, Shay.
18,000 voters having to do with Ruby Freeman. She's a vote scammer, a professional vote scammer and hustler.
Their places of work, their homes should have been searched for evidence of ballots, for evidence of USB ports, for evidence of voter fraud.
Do you know how it feels to have the president of the United States to target you? The president of the United States is supposed to represent every American.
So you see right here that is during the January 6th hearing, and that's them right over there. This pissed me off. This is disgusting. This is Georgia, y'all. This is Georgia. This is the South. This is the Confederacy, right? Republicans. This is the Confederacy. They targeted black women. And we already know that Trump supporters are extremely violent, right? Extremely violent. From January 6th to them trying to kill Biden, to them shooting up malls, Dollar Generals, shooting up all over the place, leaving manifestos. This is what they're doing. They don't care. But Trump is not racist. I'm not racist. And this is crazy.
Not to target one, but he targeted me, Lady Ruby, a small business owner, a mother, a proud American citizen who stand up to help Fulton County run an election in the middle of the pandemic.
Just absolutely disgusting. Everything you heard from Giuliani and Donald Trump in the video we just showed you, complete and utter lies. And Ruby Freeman is absolutely correct in noting the type of terror someone in the country would face as a result of as they tore through the Capitol building.
My life upside down. I no longer give out my business card. I don't transfer calls. I don't want anyone knowing my name. I don't want to go anywhere with my mom because she might yell my name out over the grocery aisle or something. I don't go to the grocery store at all. I haven't been anywhere at all. I felt like it was all my fault. Like if I would have never decided to be an elections worker, like I could have done anything else, but that's what I decided to do. And now people are lying and spreading rumors and lies and attacking my mom, my only child. And I felt horrible for picking this job and being the one that always wants to help and always there, never missing out one election. I just felt like it was my fault for putting my family in this situation.
That's absolutely awful. And
if you guys listen to January 6th, they had to like move. They were getting all types of death threats, them getting called niggers, and they're gonna get lynched and all type of stuff. Republicans. I'm gonna do some whataboutism. When has a Democrat ever did that to other black people? When have Democratic constituents that didn't agree with black Republicans did something like that? When has Democrats harassed citizens? When has a Democrat that sits in office seek black people and to get attacked like this? This is unprecedented, right? But Pan-Coonism strikes back, will not talk about this. Doesn't care because he is not a Pan-African. He's just an American white ass kissing Negro that's just like Africa. That's it. And that's fine. You know, white people take appreciation in Africa all the time. That doesn't make him Pan-Africanist. White people have houses in Africa. That does not make him Pan-Africanist. Right? It doesn't make him Pan-African. And the same thing with him. He's just a Negropean that likes Africa. That's it. And he's not a Pan-African.
Read that, quote, defending Giuliani for the purposes of litigation only does not contest that to the extent the statements were statements of fact and otherwise actionable, such actionable factual statements were false. Giuliani wrote in a signed stipulation that he said was intended to avoid unnecessary expenses in litigating what he believes to be unnecessary disputes. Well, we all know that Giuliani's broke, and this attempt to essentially do away with the case was pretty hilarious and actually ended up biting him in the ass later. Here's more on Giuliani's confession and the legal maneuvering he was hoping to accomplish by filing it.
He's conceding that, yes, he did make these false statements about these women after the 2020 election. He's also saying that he acknowledges that those statements can be defamatory, that they were defamatory, but he's trying to avoid his own accountability here by saying in this court filing late last night that his statements mean that he shouldn't necessarily have to pay damages to them because his statements alone might not be what was hurting these women. And also, he's trying to say that what he was saying after the 2020 election is still protected speech, First Amendment constitutionally protected speech.
Well, look, the Constitution.
That's all bullshit, as we see. So you can see that he admitted that that he defamed these women, obviously, and he has lost in the court of law, and he has to pay these black women some restitution for the things that he did. I hope he pays to the day he dies. That's how I feel. He did this to black women, him and Trump. Did this to black women in Georgia. A bunch of crazy right-wing Confederate KKK loving, Confederate flag waving Republicans down there harassing these black women. So I'm giving you guys all this background. So when we move forward, you could obviously see who's telling the truth and who's lying, no matter who it is. This is things that have been adjudicated. Evidence has been found. A jury of our peers, right, has looked at the evidence, saw that there was evidence, and they moved forward. Just like how when Trump said, well, hey, look, there's election fraud in the beginning. So remember, he went to the courts to each state, say there was election fraud. Him and Giuliani, that's why Giuliani's in this situation. All judges, even Trump-appointed judges, saw the case, saw the final, like, okay, so where is the evidence of election fraud? There isn't anything, and they threw it out. So of course he has no choice but yet to do a coup, which is January 6th. So he did it. He tried to do it the legal way, but Trump is not smart. He's thinking like, well, I got some appointed judges there. I'm the president. They're going to have to listen to me. I said there was wink, wink election fraud. So you just have to go according to what I said, but that's not how the law works. This is not QAnon. This is not Breitbart. This is not Truth Social, right? There's legal checks and balances, right? So let's move forward. Let me check this out just so we know what's going on. Sorry about that. Let me try to make sure, see if I got my ducks in a row. So here we go. Now, I'm also going to prove that Brandon is a grifter, right? A grifter and a liar, and someone that's totally dishonest, as well as being anti-black. He's also dishonest and runs away from the truth, right? Oh, no, I'm not just talking. Again, I have receipts. So here is his Twitter page, right? And he wrote, Trump turned himself in to corrupt Fulton County DA Fannie Willis. Corrupt. Trump, again, this Republican narrative that Trump did nothing wrong, but asked for, hey, I think there may be election fraud. I think it needs to be investigated. Oh, they're gonna use that as. That's not how it works. No one. That's free speech. No. Anyway. So this is me right here. I says this is Twitter, not Breitbart, Fox, or Truth Social. Your lie saying Fulton County is corrupt, obviously, with no evidence, shows that you're just a part of the Coon MAGA cult, ignoring all of the evidence that shows Trump committing election fraud. And basically, this is the link that I showed you guys, basically saying Trump asking for over an hour for Ratzenberger to find to find extra votes, right? That's what's there. So let's see. Hold on a second. And he did not respond. Did he respond? No, he never responded. I don't know who's supposed to say, can you define that, please? Hopefully, I'll put the link in, then it'll be all explained to him. He never responded. He never responded, right? You know, he has all the time in the world. You know what I'm saying? He has all the time in the world. And he did not respond at all because he knows what he's saying is a lie. And he'll probably unblock me. I don't care. He's a punk. So it doesn't matter. Punk's going to do what punks do. They're going to run, right? They're going to run away from the truth, right? I know his grift, right? He uses Pan-Africanism because, you know, that's one of the only solemn things we have as a people as far as togetherness, right? And he's going to use that, and he's going to be like a virus to spread this coonism among Black people. But this is a fraction of Black people who are intelligent. You know, I mean, I don't know how you think this would have worked. I don't know, because most people that agree with him aren't Pan-Africanists. They're not. They're just simply not. So again, more receipts, guys, that he is a liar, and he wants nothing to do with the truth when it comes to this. When it comes to politics, nothing at all. So now that we have that, and we have a little bit of background, what I'm going to do, right? Let me see how far. This is probably going to have to be a part 1 and a part 2, maybe. But we're going to go into his world of Donald Trump cult lies, man crush, political Donald Trump is my white savior type rhetoric, right? It's all going to be emotion. It's not going to be no proof, no showing receipts. It's all going to be conspiracy theory. It's all going to be hearsay. It's going to be nothing but pure emotion. That's all it's going to be. So now that I gave you guys what was going on in Fulton County and why Donald Trump had to go to Fulton County, you know the reason why now. So let's see what Brandon has to say about it.
They are trying to make it seem like Blacks got up, right? Got up and was like, yo, let's go vote for Biden. This is what I'm telling you. Even if Blacks do not vote for the president, we're just not going to vote. If we don't like somebody, or if we don't like both choices, we're not going to vote for either one of them. This is why I know that there was something fishy going on with those elections down in Georgia. I know it because I know my own people.
How do you know? You weren't there. You didn't work. You weren't probably one of the people that worked at work for the, you know, counting ballots. How would you know that? Speculation.
People, I know our behavior when it comes to voting. We would rather not vote at all than to vote for somebody and have to be held responsible for that person not panning out. She doesn't even know who's rich and who's not. But what she's saying is, I'm in Manhattan, you happen to be white, so let's be real, Joy, you hate white people. You hate.
See, he's being the shield for white supremacists. That's what I'm telling you. He rather drag Black people. It seems to be he's on a tangent, and he's on a roll for Black women. He has no problem defaming, putting Black women's lives in danger to protect white supremacy, to protect white ideologies, protect white men, all because these Black women have a truthful take on the matter of things, of what's going on. He has no problem doing that. But again, this person is supposed to be a Pan-Africanist. Please, y'all, tell me what part of Pan-Africanism, like I said before, is letting racist white people attack Black women. And he's joining them. He's just nothing but a house Negro. Master said, go get him. He goes, show thing, boss. I'll get some rats away for you. I guess so right there before supper time come. I'll get him right there for your masters up. This is what he's doing. And I don't understand how people who follow me can't see the blatant, obvious coonery.
They hate the rich white guys who they had.
Hold on a second, guys. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. I know what I'll have to do.
Manhattan despise Joy Reid. And it's in saying things like this that Joy Reid reveals that she is actually the one that is racist. She does.
I'm trying to get back to where Joy Reid basically says that Trump reminds her of the rich white guy in Manhattan that doesn't care about other people. Now, being from New York, right? You have it's New York, and working in Manhattan and working in the city, you do see something of you do see racism and classism working, right? You do see racism and classism working when you have a corporate job and you're working for a corporation. You could be mid-level management or a mid-level worker. You interact with the highest, probably the owner of the company, to the person who cleans the toilets, right? And you see the interactions of these people. You get the person like, wow, that guy is the owner of this company, but he's a really down-to-earth person or whatever. And you have the other one that's like, hey, look, I own this whole company.
Doesn't know every rich white.
You're nothing. You're beneath me. You're this. You're that. So I'm trying to get it to where she's trying to say that, because that's what she was getting at.
Master. But you know that the black Democrat shills, even though they saw these black people supporting Trump, they had to do some type of mental gymnastics to justify or to make it seem like this was justified.
And again, it's a sad talking point. Democratic, what were we shielding from? What we're shielding from is not I'm a Democrat and Democrats are right. We're talking about what Donald Trump did, and especially putting black people's lives at risk and trying to take Americans' votes away from them. Him saying, I want you to find more votes. He's saying the people of Georgia, people of Fulton County, right? I don't want their will to be done. I don't want the Americans' people will to be done. That is, we live in America. We live in a democracy. It has nothing to do with being a democratic shield. We're being a democratic shield as far as like we want to uphold democracy. But again, they want Trump to be king. So he's upset that Trump can't be king. He can't be the monarch and just wave his hand and say, I want this to happen, and him being stopped. This is how disingenuous and such a lackey this Pan-Republican is.
Fluke, Unitas One, thank you for getting us started off with the $2.99 super chat, my brother. I appreciate it. Be like Unitas One, guys.
And be a sucker.
Let's get it.
Shock. I've said it before. This is the reason I never watched The Apprentice. I despised Donald Trump because he, to me, signified the rich white guy in Manhattan that absolutely hated and despised me, that hated and despised my cousins, my friends.
So every rich white guy in Manhattan despised this woman, Joy Reid. Every single rich.
We know she didn't say that. She said Donald Trump signifies what she feels, right? Because she's talking about her experience. So her experience doesn't matter. So he is being a white supremacist shield, right? And he's going to turn on her and call her racist due to her experience, right? We all know Donald Trump, even up to this day, even though the Central Park Five has been exonerated, right? Remember, New York does not have the death penalty. He wanted the death penalty bring back just to kill those boys. These aren't men. There weren't men at the time. These were children. He wanted the death penalty come back to kill these children. And even up to this day, even though DNA evidence has exonerated those boys, which are now men, he's still going to stick to his guns. Like, no, I still think they're guilty. This is what this Negro is standing up for. He's standing up for Donald Trump, right? The hell with you, black people. No way you're gonna make my white orange master Trump look bad. You're not gonna talk bad on his name, but this is Pan-Africanism? What part of Pan-Africanism is this? What part of Pan-Africanism is this? What would have happened if he just leave her alone, her saying what she said, right? At least be a somewhat, which is kind of a, I don't know such thing as this, at least be like a decent Pan-African Republican. Like, wow, you know what? And regarding like, oh, wow, you know what? I don't agree with her and stuff like that. He's attacking my dreamboat boyfriend that I wish that I could be with one day. But you know what? She's a black woman. Let me not just attack her because I have a crush on this white man. He didn't do that. He said, fuck that. I'm attacking this black woman. Again. It's an onslaught with black people. This guy, this is what I'm talking about.
Rich white guy in Manhattan despised Joy Reid. And it's in saying things like this that Joy Reid reveals that she is actually the one that is racist. She doesn't know every rich white man in Manhattan. She doesn't know what.
And as we said, she didn't say every rich white man in Manhattan. This is how he's like Tariq. He's trying so hard to have this connection, try to connect these dots that are not there, right? And it just ends up being just slanderous just for the sake of being slanderous to protect your white boyfriend. That's all that it is. So let's move a little bit forward, y'all.
For a long time, or else we would have used him. Just like white people say that Barack Obama is the best president ever. They're not looking at Barack Obama because he's black. They think that because he's smart. And he is smart. He's just a damn demon, but he's intelligent as hell. Well-spoken. I
don't like Obama either. I don't like him. You know, I voted for him once. Don't like him. But I'm not going to call Obama a demon. Again, he's listening to white Republicans that just don't like black people, such like himself. That's why he could just say it, you know, with he can say with ease. You know what I'm saying? Just say, well, oh yeah, he's a demon. Barack Obama's a demon. You know, it's a part of his language, saying things like that. You will never hear him call a white man a demon. You will never hear him say that, right? This is a demon incarnate right there. If you ask me, with Trump, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't necessarily call it demon. I'll just say he's evil. But anyway, just want to tell you guys that.
I'm not even gonna lie. The Obama's oratory skills and his ability to pull stuff out of his butt and say absolutely nothing but make it sound awesome. That little delayed cadence that he had when that boy got on stage with Hillary Clinton and political heavyweights and was making them look like novices, like neophytes, right? That was that.
Neophytes. It's another biblical thing. He has Bible on the brain. This is another form of white supremacy. So it's embedded in his head. So that's how he sees the world. He sees the world through a white supremacist paradigm. So when he speaks, he's like people say, you talk enough, you pretty much tell people who you are and what you are. You're pretty much telling yourself, and that's what he's doing.
That was masterful. And that's why you have white people like, yo, Obama is intelligent. He's the smartest, one of the smartest presidents we've ever had. But Joy Reid, because she's a bum, has to reduce everything down to race. Because that a culture I love. Do you
she has to reduce everything down to race. Now, that is just a white Republican talking point. You are a black person, right? No matter how you see things, you can only see things as a black person. You can only see things as a black person. You can't see things as a white person. You can't see things as an Asian person. You can't see things as a Pacific Islander. You can't see things as an apple. This is how he takes race out of the conversation, right? She even didn't say the white man. She just say Donald Trump specifically. She's saying white. The woman never said white. She says Donald Trump. People like Donald Trump. This is him making imaginary dots and connecting them. But I like that he made these imaginary dots because this is him showing that he's just a white ass kisser. And he would throw black people under the bus to protect white supremacy, aka the Confederacy Republicans.
Really think Joy Reid is a hip hop head? Let's be real. Look at this damn toupee that this girl got on her head.
Continue to
I'm gonna tell you, Joy Reid is chocolate as they come. Her skin is beautiful. Why do this girl got a caramel colored toupee strapped to the top of her head and trying to tell me how she hate rich white men? Girl, you and Donald Trump is wearing the same toupee, bruh. Girl, you and Donald Trump is wearing the same worth selling out your own children to foreign interest. Because for a lot of you guys, it is. For a lot of you guys, it is. And that's what's wrong with Black America. And that's why we're not ever going to prosper as long as we walk around with this mindset. Your political identity cannot be based on hating someone else. Because all that's going to do is keep you right where you are. Because hatred keeps you stagnant.
It has been a wild 2 days.
Staff Mark Meadows and Harrison Floyd, a leader of the organization Black Voices for Trump, were all booked into the Fulton County.
Remember the black dude? Everybody posted bail, but that black dude was still there. That black dude was still there. And this fool is still loyal to Donald Trump. That's what I'm telling you. This is a cult. Remember, Harrison Floyd, all the white people got out. Mark Meadows got out. All the white people got out. That black dude was the only dude that was still there. But hey, Trump is not racist according to them, right? Trump isn't racist according to them.
County jail.
This indictment is a travesty. It's an attack on not just me, not just President Trump, not just people in this indictment, some of whom I don't even know.
And we all know that he's lying
this
right
is an
now.
Attack on the American people.
He lost the defamation case, right? We all see the evidence of every dude. These guys are straight up lying now. I showed you guys already the evidence that was presented. These guys continue to lie.
If they can do this to me, they can do this to you.
It has been a wild 2 days outside of the Fulton County Jail. And yesterday, Donald Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, turned himself in. We turn now to WJCL 22 News' Olivia Wilde. She's been there since yesterday. It has been packed out there as well as passionate at times.
Greg, that's absolutely right. I want to mention for the first time in Street have been taken down. Let's get into some video that we took today. All day there were people on both sides here.
The cult Blacks for Trump. Is that guy? Was that dude with the crazy looking perm like Ice-T? This is a cult. This is another Trump cult, a black Trump cult.
Those who support the former president and those protesting him. We saw many people dressed up waiting for Trump to turn himself in. And at one point, a Trump supporter ran in the road with a giant Trump flag. Now, just after 6 o'clock tonight, U.S. Georgia Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene showed up to the Fulton County Jail to show her support for the former president. Here is what she had to say to a flock of reporters.
The reason why
Marjorie Taylor Greene, remember, she's the racist, anti-Semitic slut. Yes, I said it. You know, she's divorced, because she used to have sex with her trainer. She cheat on her husband. You know, I think they separated probably like a couple months ago and things like that. But this is the party of family values. She ran on the party of family values, but she's cheating with her trainer, having sex here, having sex there, and now she's divorced. This is a divorced woman that we're speaking to because of her cheating, of her infidelity. Party of family values, y'all.
I'm here is because this is my home state. I was born and raised in the state of Georgia, and I'm here as a Georgian. I'm also here as a member of Congress. We're going to be standing up against the weaponized government.
Again, those phrases, weaponized government. That's not how government works. That's not how indictments work.
Now, before MTG's arrival, we spoke with some of the demonstrators here today.
And so, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene, all these people aren't saying anything that you don't already know. We all see that the government is weaponizing, the president, the Democrats are weaponizing the justice system, right? And
how? I showed you guys why Trump is in Fulton County. How? He is not going to show you because he is a coon. He loves Donald Trump. He wants to be in bed with Donald Trump. He is gay for Donald Trump. He has showing no receipts. This is a person that shows receipts when it comes to Tariq Nasheed. When it comes to politics, he shows no receipts. He shows his feelings. He shows his love for Donald Trump. He shows his man love for Donald Trump.
what I want to say is, why are black people suddenly supporting Trump? It's not because Trump got arrested. It's not really because of that. It's what Trump's arrest symbolizes. Because black people are seeing themselves in Donald Trump.
Stop. So what he's saying that all black, which is what, I mean, you guys probably heard it. I'm probably going to show you another clip where he's saying that black people are natural criminals. We commit crimes that we know that we commit, right? And we get caught for it. I'm crazy, right? We shouldn't get caught for the crimes that we commit. Just like how Donald Trump committed a crime of election fraud on January 6th, right? And he's getting in trouble. That's how that black dude's like, yo, I got me an 8-ball about to flip this right here, right now, knowing it's illegal, and he gets caught. Oh yeah, Donald Trump's like me. You want to try to flip that 8? Yeah, and I got knocked, but you know I'm trying to get off on this technicality, but he can't get off on the technicality. Yeah, he like me. So he's saying all black people that get in trouble with the law know that they are breaking the law. This is another racist trope that black people are just naturally criminal. This is a Pan-Africanist, y'all. I want y'all to, I don't know what part of Pan-Africanism is this. Saying that black people are just natural criminals. I don't get it. I don't have a record. I don't have a criminal record. So, like, I guess I can't see myself in Trump because I'm a law-abiding citizen. You know what I'm saying? Have I almost been arrested for things that I may not have done? Yeah, that had times where I'm thinking like, oh, wow, am I going to get arrested for something like this? Yeah, it probably could have happened, but it never came to fruition. You know why? Because they had no evidence. Everything fell on its face the moment we started to try to get the age when they want to prosecute. No one could just make up evidence out of thin air and it'll be credible. That's not evidence. It will be hearsay.
They're seeing themselves in Donald Trump. They're seeing someone who is being unjustly persecuted by the justice system of the United States prosper. Why would you sit up and vote for somebody who wants to tax the hell out of you and then send your money over to foreign countries? Why would you support someone who is working for the demise of America when you just got to this bitch and ain't even got a chance to shoot a free throw yet? Come on.
Demise of America. Again, what has Donald Trump done for the average American? Nothing. I mean, there was the COVID relief. He eventually broke and had to admit that COVID's a real thing, and it's not because of Fauci went to China and all this other crap, because he had COVID, and so eventually he broke with that. But I mean, he was late to the party to do COVID relief, and a lot of people still died, and he was late to the party for that. He did that, but anybody would do that, you know. But what did he do for the average American? Nothing. He gave tax breaks to the rich. He said he was going to drain the swamp, right? He filled the swamp. He had Rex Tillerson. Rex Tillerson used to work for ExxonMobil, was on Secretary of State. Steve Mnuchin, I think worked for Goldman Sachs. He had nothing but Wall Street in his cabinet. What the hell are you talking about, you damn fool?
Come on, bruh.
This is the only reason. And if we let this happen today, America's gone.
Donald Trump is the next cult leader of the century. And for all those who believe that Trump won, I have Kool-Aid here for them. And I tell America, don't drink the Kool-Aid. Because
yeah, brother, they already drank it. They already drank it, shaken, stirred. They chased it with vodka and brandy. It's done. They done pissed it out. Their mind is already gone.
they believe in the lie. Enough is enough. Let's call a spade a spade.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. These people say stuff like this. Donald Trump is a co-leader. He's this, he's that. Buddy, listen, Mr. White Guy with the prison uniform. Donald Trump was already president for 4 years, my guy. You're telling me that with 4 more years, 4 measly years, Donald Trump is somehow going to create a cult and destroy America?
No, fool. That's not how it works. Who said? When you're in a cult, you don't know that you're in a cult. So I understand how he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. There was a cult following before Donald Trump even became president. It only intensified as he was president. You gotta understand. I told someone this already. You have a lot of Republicans, a lot of racists saying that, well, racism politically really started with Barack Obama, which is bullshit. Racism really started with the founding of this country. But in recent years, racism started with Barack Obama. If any of you remember when Obama, this is 8 years of Obama, when Obama first was running, you guys don't remember Republicans and racists having like a scarecrow with Obama on it, having hanging nooses, all these racist, violent tropes that they have, that they're going to kill Obama, that he's a monkey, that he's the devil, he's a demon, like how Brandon said, and all these racist tropes about Obama. So that was going on for 8 years. And then here comes Trump. Those same people, those very same people who was burning effigies of Obama and calling him monkey and say he's going to hang and all this other stuff, those same people were happy when Trump came in, because Obama is the opposite of Trump. Here we have a white guy that want to make America great again, which I don't know when America was great was ever great. If you're a decent human being, right? America was great for straight white men. The Constitution and all the bills that were in the beginning were for straight white men, right? That's why we have amendments. That's why we have bills that are presented. So if you're a black, no rules, there was no anything to protect you. If you were a woman, there was nothing to protect you. So by default, if you're not a straight white man, you have no choice to be a liberal as far as like who you are, as far as your own autonomy of who you are, if you existing in this space, in this country. So anyway, and then you have Trump comes along, and then it's like, wow, our dreams have been answered. We went through 8 years of this Muslim terrorist Negro with us, Donald Trump. That's why they love Donald Trump so much, because he's the opposite of what they had to deal with for 8 years. So we're gonna let the coon here talk.
America, these people, their views make no sense, because for the president to do anything, you have to get the Congress to support that decision. You have to have a vote. There's a system.
Whoa. So now he's about checks and balances now. So if he's about checks and balances right now, he should totally understand why Trump is being indicted, and why Trump is being indicted, and he's going to go to court, because there was checks and balances there, and he tried to subvert those checks and balances. That's why he's being indicted. Wow. So you can see the selective like how he picks and choose when to use his brain. He picks and choose on, okay, when I should use reasoning. He's not. So now he's defaulting to reasoning, but he's not applying it to the situation. He's only applying to this guy like this guy is a nut. But this whole video, he's not said, okay, guys, this is what Trump is being indicted for, and here's the proof, and here's the evidence of why it is false. Here's the proof. Here's the evidence why the DOJ is wrong. Here's the proof. Here's the evidence why Fannie Willis is a fraud and doing all these things and using the DOJ and the Justice Department as a political weapon. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because he's in a cult. He's a coon in a cult. Coon cult. A cult in a coon. So, yeah.
Of checks and balances that prevents the president from becoming a dictator. And what Biden has done is blurred the lines between those systems. The Democrats.
Again, folks, where is Biden in this whole scenario? Where is Biden in this whole scenario? Again, this is more of them telling on themselves of how they are, how they think. Trump does this. Trump will say, how dare you, Jeff Sessions, recuse yourself? You should be defending me. No, I'm the American DOJ. I'm not your personal attorney. I cannot do that. Right? So what Trump does, get out of here, go. You want to exonerate me unlawfully? Bye, get out of here. So of course he would think that, oh, this is all Joe Biden's doing. That makes no sense. That's like me knock over a liquor store right now, and I rob the liquor store, and I rob the 7-Eleven, and I slap an old lady trying to walk across the street, and I kick a person out of their wheelchair, and I don't like Brandon, so I say, it's Brandon's fault. This is Brandon's plot to get me in prison. That's how he sounds. He sounds stupid. Where is Joe Biden's hand? Where is Joe Biden's hand? This is his feelings. This is disingenuous speculation.
Where they're supposed to literally vote for the best interests of their constituents, they've stopped voting for the best interests of the people who are in their districts. The Democrats don't vote for legislation based on what the people of their district think is best and what the people of their district think they should.
All Democrats, he's saying. That's a pretty long haul. But again, Donald Trump is here because he didn't care about the will of the people, and he wanted to overturn the will of the people, which were the votes. But here he is saying that Democrats want that. All of this is deflection. Completely, all of it is deflection. So hold on a second. Talking more stupidness. There's a part I want to find. Oh, yeah, baby. This is it. This is it. Ooh, I forgot. Ah, damn. All right, I'm going to let it rock, though.
Versus hearing and feeling.
I'm here to support President Trump. You want to know why I'm here to support President Trump? because they done did black men like this for decades, make up charges and put on. So I know Trump is innocent. I support Trump against this corrupt, two-tiered justice system. That's why I'm here to show my support as a black man for Trump. And I'm wearing my shirt for Trump 2024, and I mean that.
What do you think about the indictments?
Oh, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's going around the country. You know, Fannie Willis, she went to school with my sister. She full of shit. So she's a puppet for the white liberal that is controlling everything. She's in front, but the white liberal back there pulling those strings, telling her what to do. That's what I think about her, making a fool of herself.
Do you think it's going to help his election?
Of course it is. It's going to elevate him all the way. I think we should make Trump king. That's how I feel. We should make him king.
Wouldn't that be like kind of like communistic?
No, that's nowhere near communist. Now, we're just going to make him king, but we still got our freedoms and rights and everything. He for that. Yeah, Trump for king 2024.
Yo, that's probably one of my favorite clips on the internet right now.
Yeah, that guy was hella funny. But nah, that's just how frustrated people are getting with this mess. Like, let the man run for president. If he win, he win. If he lose, he lose. Y'all gonna try to rig it anyway. But the problem is they know people is on to the fact that they rigging elections. So they're not going to be able to do that again. So now they have to prevent you from running. If Trump is so terrible and we win, I hope I get to go against Trump again. Well, just let.
So you guys you guys heard that? Trump should be king. But they have no problem. He has no problem with that. He has no problem with people saying Trump should be king, and they find that hilarious. But then he gets upset when people say, "Oh, they should be in a cult." And what did he say? "Oh, what about the charge? Oh, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit." They don't know anything, and whatever they know, they're in denial about it. They're in total denial about it, and that's how you know these are people that they're not wrapped too tight. They're not wrapped too tight. They're it's there's something wrong with them, right? There's something absolutely wrong with them. Hold on. Something right here. You know what? I'll do that later. So I want to show you guys something here. We're gonna pause this for a second. What's my mark? What's my time? What's my time, y'all? Yeah, it's getting about that time. I just got so much receipts, man. It's ridiculous. Let me do this. Let me stop doing that. So you saw the dude saying niggas or something. They agree with this guy. They agree with this guy. They don't say, "Oh my gosh." Remember, Republicans be this reserved, God-fearing, very manly type people and things like that. Not like these lawless LGBTQ liberals that's just very everywhere and whatever goes and who cares, do what you feel, man, it's okay, man, who cares, anarchy, man, but they have no problem with him. They weren't disgusted. There was nothing cringe. That whole guy's delivery was just cringe, was just, oh my God, this, like, bro, you're not this is how you walking around. This is how you represent black people. Like, damn, they love that because that's how Republicans are. So hold on one second. I got something for you. I'm going to show you something that's a little bit more context to that, to what he was saying, because I'm going to show you that this dude is a real nigga. This dude is a real nigga. I'm telling you right now. Hold on a second. I think this might be it. I don't know. Let me see, because I'm trying to find something that's raw and uncut that shows him. Hold on. Let me see. Come on. Let's see.
What do you think about the indictments?
Oh, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's going around the country. You know, Fannie Willis, she's she went to school with my sister. She full of shit. She was full of shit then.
So he has no problem. But see, like I always told you guys, to be a good Black Republican, you gotta be self-loathing, self-hateful, and just weird. You gotta be pretty much close to a free slave, a slave that's trying to fight his way back on the plantation. You walking around calling yourself a nigger, right? That's bad enough. I don't care who you're for. You can for Trump, that's whatever. You know what I'm saying? You want to be, you want to be down with the KKK and alt-right and Boogaloo Boys and be in prison with them for January 6th. That's fine. But I'm telling you, this is a person that has no integrity or self-respect for himself. To me, that's even more damaging. That's the sad part. Not him. I mean, being riding or die for Trump like that is sad enough. But how you see yourself, you don't see yourself as a Black man. You see yourself as a nigga, right? So that's basically saying put me in chains, treat me like a nigga. And when they get treated like niggas, I'm pretty sure he's the first person that's gonna start crying. What I'm gonna do? Whataboutism. I'm gonna do whataboutism. What about Democrats? Is there a Democrat that's going for Joe Biden or AOC or the Squad or any Democrats saying niggas for Biden, niggas for AOC? It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. You may not like the Democratic choice, but at least they have some integrity. They're not saying this is giving this. He's just giving white people an N-word pass. And if you see right there, if you see it was a white person that said nigger, you can see his hand pointing like, yeah, nigger.
So she's a puppet for the white liberal that is controlling everything. She's in front, but the white liberal back there pulling those strings, telling her what to do. That's what I think about her, making a fool of herself.
Do you think it's going to help his election?
Of course it is. It's going to elevate him all the way. I think we should make Trump king. That's how I feel. We should make him king.
Wouldn't that be like kind of like communistic?
No, that's nowhere near communist. Now we just gonna make him king, but we still got our freedoms and rights and everything. He for that. Yeah, Trump for king 2024.
That's actually my URL. I own that URL.
You own that URL?
Can I get your name?
Really? Oh, my name is Niggas for Trump 2024.
I can't
Derek
write
Gibson,
that.
former,
That's my nigga.
Former candidate. I'm a former.
You heard that? You heard that? The white guy saying that's my nigger.
Candidate for New York State Governor Derek Gibson. Look me up. Nigga, I'm there. I live up to it too, boy. I can scrap too, but I can get down, boy.
Yeah, I'm a real nigga too. I could scrap. I could get down, boy. He sound like the two dudes from the Django that was fighting each other. Either you fight and entertain us, or we kill you, boy. He is proud of that. He is proud of that. This is the type of person that they feel pride. Brandon and the other Republican dude, the Black Republican, right? They love this guy. I like this guy. This guy is funny. This is politics. This is serious. Him calling himself a nigga is funny to you. This is sickening. Again, these dudes wanted to be 1642 all over again. I don't know, because he's from Georgia and the people in the South are way different. They're way more passive and stuff like that, But again, this guy just gave white people the N-word card to call him nigga. He doesn't care. Like a white guy calling him nigga, he didn't care because he feels that's what he really is. So he's going to display his niggadry.
Not better. I can't. I got a proven track record. You want to try me out? Try to take this shirt off. I'll give you some. I need everybody off the roadway, sir. I need everybody.
Take care of yourself, bro.
Yeah, that happened, y'all. That happened. That happened. These are Republican coons. These are Republican Negroes. These are the people that Brandon wants you to come around, right? Be like him. Be anti-black. Be a nigga, and be proud of it. As long as you're for Trump. As long as you're for Trump, everything will all good. He'll take care of you. He'll tuck you in at night. He'll kiss you on your cheek and all that. And hopefully a little bit more, according to Brandon, because you know how he loves him. You know what I'm saying? You're sipping a little Jesus juice. and everything is going to be good, you know? So, man, this is sickening. This is like absolutely sickening. Like, so like I'm just giving you all receipts, y'all. I'm just giving you all the receipts. I'm not putting words in anyone's mouth. I'm taking what they are being what he's saying, face value, and applying it to what Pan-Africanism is. And none of this is the total opposite of Pan-Africanism. This is a complete insult. This is a slap and a spit in the face to all black people who love black people. This is, I don't know no other way to describe it. I have more material, but I don't know if I'm going to I don't know if I'm going to extra innings, but hold on a second. I got more. I'm gonna keep on going. I'm gonna keep on going. The hell with it. I'm gonna keep on going. So let me see what we have here. So that's then right that. So got that. So I let him talk shit. Oh, I gotta save that for that. So I'm gonna move on with something else. I'll circle back with that because I had something else, but I really want to get to this other thing. But I'm probably gonna circle back to that later. So, all right, here we go. So we're gonna start right here. I'm supposed to do this one first. So I'm just gonna let it rock. So a couple events this happened not too long ago, and he told another lie, but I'm gonna let this rock, and you guys will know what I'm talking about.
An informative hearing for you, Mr. Raskins, because we were going to present evidence.
What evidence?
So this is basically about the sham Republican impeachment, and basically we're gonna it's a lot. It's a sham impeachment hearing. So I'm gonna play this real quick, and I'm gonna call it a wrap.
There's no evidence witnesses. There's no fact
just
witnesses.
sit back and let the American people see the hearing and let the American people decide.
All right.
Now look, you've gone over your time. We're going to have we're going to go by the rules here.
Okay.
I mean, if this is how the bombshell hearing kicks off, you can imagine that the rest of the game gets pretty brutal.
But when we start talking about things that look like evidence, they want to act like they blind. They don't know what this is. These are our national secrets. Looks like in the shitter to me.
Republicans got their their oversight hearing underway and following suit with their 5-year investigation.
Again, 5 years investigating. Nothing just yet.
It was nothing but an incendiary word salad with no evidence.
In your testimony today, are you presenting any firsthand witness account of crimes committed by the President of the United States?
No, I'm not. In fact, it had as much substance as a Marjorie Taylor.
Yeah, so yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna pick the rest of this up later because I kind of gotta do something right now. But this is just part one. Part two, I'm gonna get into the nitty gritty and how Republicans and Brandon from Pan-Republicanism Strikes Back, how his take is. So we already debunked him already about the Fulton County stuff and how it's being. We've been through all that, so we all know that he's a liar and he is a shield of white supremacy. So that's really about it, guys. So hopefully, thank you for rocking with me. I am going to be out of here. I'm going to try to see if I could do something tomorrow, but part two is coming up. You won't have to wait too long for it. You shouldn't have to wait too long for it. Just gotta take care of some business right now. Just gotta do that. Right here. Sorry I waited you so long to post your comment. So the name. Yeah, I said that. He said, "Yep, I had to diss Brandon and his right-wing madness," which is pretty true, because he just is right-wing madness. It has nothing to do. Look, we could agree to disagree as far as like policy and what works and what doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? As an independent, as a Democratic / independent, we could always come to terms like, okay, I feel this work. Okay, that's not work, but at least we were engaged as far as like what the truth is of the matter, not in our philosophical, political ways of how to make things better. More taxes here, less taxes there. That's different. You know what I'm saying? Those type of nuanced conversations don't even happen anymore, right? We're talking about blue is blue, up is up, down is down. Water is wet, sun is hot. And in this day and age, a Republican will argue that down to you if Donald Trump were to say, well, water is really a solid. It's really a solid like lemonade. And these fools will argue it. They would argue it. And that's where we are right now in political discourse, where we have to deny the truth regardless of, because someone in my party that I have an unhealthy affection for says that, and I have to believe it no matter what. But anyway, thank you all for listening. I really do appreciate it. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It's free to share and subscribe. And I don't ask for donations or hit my cash. I don't do that. I just take this out of my personal time, right? That when I feel like saying something, I feel like there's an issue that I think it needs to be addressed, and the truth's not being told, and I'm pushed to say it, I do that. And you could thank me by just sharing the video, drop a comment here and now and again to see what you think about it, right? So again, thanks. Please take care of yourself. Be safe out there. Peace.